Governor, there have been mixed reactions to the Police Council's recommendation for a 2-year contract extension for the Inspector General of Police, IGP Yohuno. This was after the Police Council cited the need for stability as the Ghana Police Service continues major reforms, modernization programs, and critical national security operations. The recommendation has been forwarded to President John Mahama, and he's endorsed it. The extension will keep, the IGP in office, and we still have Lom Nuku Alija with us. Not Lom, so let me get your initial reaction to this. What do you make of this extension?
The extension of contracts have not been. I would say it's not new. We've seen that many times in Ghana in the public services, and so it is not a surprise. I'm sure in this particular case, the Police Council has done some consultations. Perhaps they've done lots of discussions around the best way forward. And in their view, an extension in this case will be warranted, which I believe is what has informed the request to the president, which, as you said, the president has also endorsed. And so that is consistent with many public institutions who have used that over the years.
Is this good governance or an executive overreach?
Executive overreach, I wouldn't say that, because the request for extension came from the Police Council itself. As you know, the police service is managed by the Police Council. The Police Council is the highest body as far as the police service is concerned. And if you will, that is in the nature of like the board, that they are running the affairs with the Inspector General of Police as the head of the institution, running day-to-day management of the service. And so the Police Council itself sees with the matter, has taken a decision and has referred it to the executive, in which case I wouldn't say it's an overreach, because it is not, for example, the president who has suggested the extension. It is requested, yes.
So what others are also asking is this, that President Mahama is not the first president to extend the tenure of people in public office, but it's gradually becoming a custom in some instances. Should that continue? And will this in any way affect the morale of others who are climbing up the ladder and seeing that often they do not get the opportunity to also be in that position?
Well, I think that the starting point for any conversation around this is the fact that the law prescribes the retirement age. So for me, the default position is that for everybody who attains the retirement age, they should proceed on the retirement. In fact, in most institutions, what happens is that even 5 years to your 60th birthday, the Human Resource Department will start orienting you, because they'll write to you, let you know that you have 5 years left. So you basically prepare your time to exit, which means that there's always opportunity for those who are lower in the ladder, as you said, to climb up. So that's the default. The need for extension will only come in when there is a legitimate basis to request such extension, which is why I made a point earlier that if you take the Police Council, what went into the request, I would imagine, would be a consideration of many factors, including, you mentioned, for example, stability of the service, in terms of officers who are, as you said, down the ladder, those who can perhaps fill the position and so on. And on consideration of all these factors, they have made the request. So I would say that the norm generally will be that retirement should be taken, and everybody who hits the age should proceed. But on a case-by-case basis, if justification can be made for consideration by the appointing authority, then I believe that the specific issues that are relevant to taking that decision are considered, and on the back of that, perhaps a request can be made which will be outside the norm. So the norm should be the retirement age is hit and the person in question proceeds. However, a case can always be made if there's a legitimate reason to do so.
Thank you so much, Lom, for your time on our desk. Also joining us is Dr. Victor Doke. He's a security analyst. Dr. Doke, so what do you make of this decision by the president, of course, acting on the advice of the police council?
Very much. Good morning to you, my co-panelists. So I think, or we look at the key space, the frame, the moment we are in, and then we can be best assured that continuity in the sector is very key. Okay. Now, the IGP himself has started a lot of policies, restructuring. Let's look at Galamsey with his task force. Let's look at fight against what criminality, what he's doing in Tamale, and then subsequently in another region, which will be going on soon. The overall restructuring that has taken place, decentralizing the system of what communication, where now every jurisdiction has to be able to what communicate rather than have a central point where headquarters will not communicate directly. So these are the positive factors that the IGP has was undertaken. And then the major thing is where the president tasked him with regards to the 2020-2024 election-related violence, the report which came out with its recommendations. So all in this, if you have to tick the boxes, the police council, you have ticked all the boxes. Continuity, as I said, is very key. In this particular moment, where we are heading to the festive season, continuing to next year, it will be very, very prudent to maintain the IGP with regards to his mandate. And then also the support from the police management body. From the section of the mandate, he has carried the police management body along in every assignment or every major task that he has undertaken. So that shows that he's a hands-on person and like to bring everybody on board. The welfare of the personnel themselves have been something that he has channeled. You're talking about not only monetary terms, but what? Promotions, which is very key in everything. If you're not even able to meet the monetary requirements of the personnel, the promotion alone tells a lot. How many times have we seen him promote, personnel who have been able to, do well on the field in arrest or in providing intelligence for arrest to be made? So all of these put together has made the council decide that we recommend them to give additional years. But for me, I think it's good, irrespective of the fact that yes, we have a few months to go. Continuity is what I'm looking at, and the aspect of the personality or performing professionally, which is very key.
Conversation is also about, morale in the security force, that if this should continue to happen, doesn't it break that morale, diminish the morale of others also aspiring to higher heights?
Well, you talk about diminishing or, diminishes morale when the IGP is underperforming, when there is a big point. But as of now, I think I can confidently support the commissioners are supporting the IGP in as much as they're supporting the commissioners with the development. Yeah. Now, this one, that IGP or security head has gotten his contract extended. This is what has been happening in our political space. And this is what happens when the aspect of politics and security come together. Now, with here is the political, you will have these issues coming up, whether it diminishes, whether there will be bickering or not. But there has been a study that has been made with regards to all commissioners coming together to support the IGP to perform its mandate. The onus lies on the political head, the president, to what? Either it or not. And in this case, he has given the mandate. So I think all of us have to support the IGP. The morale will diminish when the IGP is underperforming, when he is not channeling their welfare issues, and then fighting for their cause. By and large, the security and peace that we are enjoying, if there are threats that persistently cause us to question, and that is when the morale, not only of the personnel, but we all, our morale should be dampened.
Thank you very much, Dr. Doke, for your time on our desk.